real quick, let's talk about DJ Envy, and then we'll get into what Erica Mena had to say about their relationship. All right. So DJ Envy, y'all know he has this looming case. All right, with lawsuits and things regarding a Ponzi scheme involving one of his partners who goes by the name of Caesar Pina. Caesar, first of all, it's been a lot of conversation about it. I believe Tony the Closer has kept his foot on their neck when it came down to this scheming real estate situation. There's been audio surfacing where Joe Budden, when DJ Envy went to Joe Budden trying to get him to buy into it, and Joe Budden told him it was a Ponzi scheme. And you're going to get yourself arrested or whatever. Okay. And here we are, fast forward to where the hell we are today. Okay. It looks like Caesar possibly was the scammer in all of this. DJ Envy is continuing to say that he was just a victim of crimes just like everybody else. And I feel a way about it because I think Envy is going to get off. I don't really see Envy doing any time. He might have to pay some money, but I just see Envy getting off easy in my personal. His attorney is doing what he needs to do at this time, trying to paint Envy as a victim. But the problem is, it's a lot of video where Envy was directly inserting himself in the scheme that Caesar set up. Now, it's possible that Envy didn't know exactly what Caesar was doing, but I feel like people might be incriminating him in some of the legal paperwork and stuff, but I feel like you were kind of aware. You could tell us that you weren't aware of this stuff, but I feel like you were aware. I really do. Like, we've been seeing video, audio, all kind of stuff, and you taking credit. Hell, you even was caught on audio saying that you made Caesar, just like you made a lot of these other people. So if you made Caesar who the hell he is, all because you had access to the Breakfast Club, then I feel like you incriminating yourself, which is going to be difficult for your attorney to try to sit up there and say that you're a victim when we have all of this other evidence showing that you likely were not. But even with all of that evidence showing that you likely were not, I feel like him cooperating with the police will allow him to flip more stuff onto Caesar, to where Caesar will be taking that full accountability and Envy's going to get off easy, ultimately, is what I'm thinking. Envy, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying not to. That's what Envy got going on. Now, his attorney, like I said, is continuing to try and paint his ass as being a victim. This woman, Megan Cuniff, she gets on my nerves sometimes. I'm not even gonna hold y'all, but anyway. She says, I just got off the phone with DJ Envy's a lawyer. And D'Angelo is the lawyer's name or whatever. He says Envy is one of Caesar's Ponzi scheme victims. The attorney is quoted saying, obviously, Envy is going to be assisting and cooperating fully. Hello? We already knew that, to get not only his money back, but the money of the other victims, right? How you gonna do that? How you gonna do that? How are you going to, like, of course, Envy needed to cut some type of deal in order to avoid jail time, but how are you going to make sure they get their money back? The only way that I can think that you're going to help these people get their money back is if you are having to pay your portion of whatever restitution is owed to the victims. That's what is given to me. And to keep me out of jail, I'll cooperate and give you all of the details that you know. And when I hear cooperate and assisting, for me, that means that you was a part of the scheme. That's what I truly like. I'm thinking about like drug dealers and stuff, right? If you over here assisting and telling T to save your own ass, that means that you were involved in what the hell they had going on, so you know where the bodies are buried. Does that make sense? So for me, it's like, Envy, you full of shit. And, you know, in my opinion, I feel like you full of shit. And I feel like you could have been in on it. Like, for real. So they're saying that the attorney says Envy invested $500K with Pina, but didn't get any money back. I thought Envy invested more money into Pina. So if he invested more money, because we also heard Envy say, oh, some of the deals I invested, I got my money back. Some of the deals I invested, I didn't get my money back. Oh, okay, you did. Yeah. How much did you ultimately invest in him? Why you talking about the $500K that you didn't get back? Some ain't right. He paid out substantial sums similar to some of the other investors who thought they were getting their money back. I just feel like, I mean, I don't know all the details, but I feel like his attorney isn't giving us enough for us to believe that Envy was not involved. It's very well possible for two things to exist where you were a victim because you ain't get your money back, but you also was involved as well. Because you sat up there, put these people on Breakfast Club, reached out. You got Joe Budden saying on a live recording that you reached out to him trying to get him involved and said shit. And he told you it was a Ponzi scheme. Then you went and did a whole nother interview and confirmed that what Joe said was true, that it was a Ponzi scheme. So, yeah, I feel like as much as I want to say you going down, I don't think he's actually going down. He might end up not being on the Breakfast Club much longer because we did see that they looking to hire somebody. Now, granted, they have been looking to hire someone in Angela Yee's place. And I have to say, a lot of people recommended Jess Hilarious. I was like, nah, I don't want to see Jess up there. I lied. Okay, sometimes we say stuff and we got to see it and experience it for ourselves, and it definitely would change your tune. I actually enjoyed Just Hilarious for the most part. Out of the guests that they have brought on the show, just hire her ass in Angela's spot. But I believe because she often tours and does other things, maybe it doesn't fit with her schedule. Maybe she don't even want to be hired up there. Maybe she just wants to be up there a few days out the month and be able to do whatever else she do. So I don't know why they haven't locked in a particular person, but that position is open. And then now this new one makes us believe that y'all trying to hire somebody in place of Envy because it was alleged that they had a raid up there, right? They I believe it could have came from Tony the Closer. Don't quote me. I don't know who it came from. But they were saying that iHeart Radio got raided and the feds took out computers or whatever the case was. But then DJ Envy's attorney came back and debunked it and said that's not true. None of that happened. So I don't know which one is which. But at the end of the day, what we can confirm is that your client is cooperating. And when I hear assisting and cooperating, it means that he's privy to said situation, said crime, and trying to play himself out as a victim in an effort to get lower time. You know, what else did I want to say about this situation? But I feel like, yeah, I don't know, like, I mean, I think they probably gonna be having to get rid of Envy because if they're incriminating iHeart and y'all allowed y'all platform to be utilized to promote and to gotcha victims, girl, I don't know, girl. He gonna have to get up. He gonna have to get up off the pot, honey. He might have to get up off the pot. We shall see. Ain't no damn telling what's gonna happen with DJ Envy. But I know I don't talk about it, but I watch so many different videos on it. And I just be tuned the hell in. And I like to listen to Pocket Watching with JT and just seeing, like, you know, his perspective. I've checked out a few of Tony Closure's. I was watching the interview Tony Closure did with one of the victims' dad, because the guy ended up investing, I think, like 300 and some thousand into this company. And he ended up passing away a few months ago. And Tony did an interview with him. And yeah, the dad just talked about, you know, different stuff when it came to Caesar and how Caesar had been out here just playing everybody. Supposed to give people checks and stuff. Checks are bouncing, or meet me over here, and never showing up, just giving people to run around. And that's why I'm like, Envy, you're full of shit, baby. That's just where we are with you. You are full of shit. Because if you want me to believe that you didn't know anything about this, I can't take it. Because some of these people you brought into this. You got these people to invest into this. And because you are likely a direct link or connect or whatever, you want us to believe that nobody, absolutely no one was reaching out to you saying, hey, yo, I'm trying to get in touch with Caesar. Like, that's the common thing to do when you see two partners up there. If it's me and Bondi, and you can't get in touch with me, you probably gonna hit up Bondi like, hey, I'm trying to get in touch with such and such. You see what I'm like? That's just, I mean, duh. So I can't, like, it's giving full of shit. And what grinds my gears the most is I just feel like like nothing's gonna happen to him. Not to Envy, I feel, but we'll wait. The verdict is out. We'll have to see. I mean, I feel like I could just see him paying like a large fine or whatever, like having to owe a lot of money, but that's it. But outside of that, let's go ahead and get into Erica Mena, because she had a sit down interview with Carlos King where she opened up about that relationship that she had with DJ Envy. Y'all know that he cheated on his wife years ago with Erica Mena, and she found out about it. And this is Erica's, to me, first time ever really telling this story about what happened. So we're going to listen to it. I skipped an hour or so into the interview just so I could hear this portion, because that's all that I cared about. I feel like this interview, let me say this interview was created to change the image of Erica Mena after the racial comment that she made towards Spice on Love and Hip Hop. And I'm really not interested. I'm really not. And I understand why Carlos sat down with her. He might know her personally, but then also he knows that it's controversial, and that's what's going to bring people over to his platform to interview people that others may not care to interview at this time. And that's just the trick of the trade, I suppose. So that's what he chose to do. So I'm not really interested in everything she had to say and the soft tones and all of that shit. And for me, I've seen Erica in these different positions that she tries to show with the interview over the years since she's been on Love and Hip Hop. Remember how she got with Shad Moss and she tried to act like, or Bow Wow to some people, she tried to act like she was better than, and she kind of tried to change her tune a little bit or whatever. Then next thing you know, we end up seeing the Erica Mena for who the fuck she is. Like, this has always been who she is. This is always going to be who she'll continue to be. So either you gonna love her for who the hell she is, or you just not gonna like her for who the hell she is. And I'm in the middle, because I used to love them. I'm in the middle, but I'm gonna hear what the hell she got to say about Envy though.
And also think, and I think prior to what Chrissy was saying on Love and Hip Hop, obviously, I feel like your first scandal was people said you were a mistress in DJ Envy's marriage.
Yeah, because that came out right when I got on Love and Hip Hop. And we had just broken up because the wife found out, which I was totally oblivious to. I knew about the kids. Mind you, I have a kid, but I have a baby daddy. And it's more common where we come from to have kids, but you're not married. You just got a baby mama or a baby daddy. So I knew about the kids, and it was always told to me as his kid's mother. Never wife. And I didn't get that realization until I got the phone call.
From the wife?
From the wife.
She called you.
Mm-hmm. I bet they didn't say that on the radio.
DJ Envy's wife called you and said what?
Hi, this is Gia Casey. Is this Erica Mena? I said, yes. She was like, are you and Rashawn? And I'm like, Rashawn? I'm like, who's this? His wife. And I remember this day because I was in New York City with a friend of mine. It was her birthday, and Envy was DJing that night. So we were actually getting ready at a hotel for my friend's birthday to meet up with him, who's DJing in the city, to enjoy her birthday. That was like such. So coming out, okay, and then I just left King's father. This was my first relationship from that. And right away, he showered me with money, gifts, trips.
Envy did?
Yeah.
How did you meet him?
Through a mutual friend at a strip club called Jersey Girls. Yeah, he was a DJ every night. I was hosting that night. That's how we met.
And he approached you?
Well, a mutual friend.
Okay.
I saw him in the DJ booth. I was like, damn, he's cute. And I told the girl that we're mutual friends with. And she's like, oh, that's my brother. Come here. And even not even she told me he was married.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, girl, not. She like, that's my brother, XYZ. And you know he up there married to another woman that you probably been around, and you going to introduce this girl to her husband? Woo. BITs don't be your friend, girl.
Did she know he was married?
I mean, Envy never walked around with rings or anything like that. You know what's the real key? I've actually partied with the whole Breakfast Club right before they got the actual Breakfast Club. It was like the lead up. Partied with all of them.
Charlamagne and
Angelique. Angelique. Oh, girl, Angelique done had a few shots with the weirdo.
Not the weirdo.
She called you a weirdo?
No, I'm calling her one.
Oh, you're hanging out with him, some of the Breakfast Club
Yeah, so
people.
no. Let's go back.
Go ahead.
I call him.
Are y'all listening to how she sounds, like her tone, how she talks? I feel like this is the real Erica versus the Erica that we see on Loving Hip Hop. I don't know. I feel like she might change. She might do code switching a little bit when she get around the black folks. How some black folks may get when they get around white folks. They, be code switches. I don't know.
I literally, when she said his wife, I hung the call Envy, and he's panicking. Please, don't say nothing. I have to save half of everything. She's gonna try to take away everything from me. Please, 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 please. I have to try to, just don't say anything. Don't pick up no calls, da 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 da. So I'm over here. I've never been in this situation. Here's this man that's been doting over me, showering me. I'm starting to fall for him. I spent a lot of time with him. Like, this man done flew me and all my friends out to Miami. We were living our best lives up and down New York City, holding hands. Like, we were very public. Like, yeah, very public.
Be it not all down New York while this man married to another woman. That's disrespectful
is
to
he
say.
at the time, like...
He wrong for that.
He was just a DJ at that time. He didn't have Breakfast Club. He was
Gotcha.
just landing the syndicated iHeart deal.
So you knew about that. So y'all gonna have conversations.
I mean...
You thought this whole time he was your man.
I mean, yeah. He would be at home doing DJing for the radio, and I would be on the phone watching him, and in his house. You hear the kids upstairs. So I didn't think anything of it until that point.
So how did it end?
It ended... Okay, so I called him, and he was insisting that I didn't say anything. And that night, I was thrown off. We didn't even meet up with him. A couple of days later, I'm getting blown up. Envy's on air, dogging you out.
What did he say about you?
Something to the fact of like how he cheated with someone that was beneath him. That whole stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
If that ain't Martell Holt trying to refer to somebody as a peasant, do you hear what I say? But still over there trying to dip into the peasant's bed. I can't. And I wouldn't be surprised if Envy did dip back into Erica's bed after he sat up there and played her out like that. And she allowed it. But if it didn't happen, it's because Erica probably didn't allow it to happen. Unlike Miss A be allowing Martell to just come back and keep coming back and keep coming back. You know what I'm saying? Child.
Yeah. So when that happened, I was like, okay, so this is what he's doing. He's trying to say half of everything. I get it. But why run me through the mud when you knew I didn't know?
So in order to save his marriage, he had to diminish the relationship he had with you.
I wouldn't even think to diminish, because at that point, it was like, I was too scared to call him, and he wasn't calling me after that particular night that I got the phone. And he's like, please don't say nothing, don't pick up. She never called me back after that. A couple of days pass, this fool is on radio trying to save half of everything. And at one point, I was just like, okay, I'm never going to speak to him again regardless. I don't care if he doesn't call me. So I was okay with us not being in communication, because I was like, married? Like, I got what I got. I could walk away, lesson learned, and that was my first real lesson. Like, oh, these men really be out here living double lives. Like, they have kids, but the kid's mother is their wife. That was the reality of like, oh, growing up, we don't really see marriages and stuff like that growing up. So it wasn't, I didn't think like, oh, the kid, is he married? He has kids? I'm just thinking, oh, he has a baby mama, because that was kind of my situation. Ignorant thinking, but I didn't know any better at that time. Definitely didn't. This is my first industry relationship, technically.
Is it? I
real
thought
deal.
your baby daddy was your first.
Raul too, but I mean like real
Oh,
deal.
okay.
This is different.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's different.
And he was able to shower me with gifts and stuff, which is, I never had that. So it was like a different embracement. I was loving it, and who wouldn't, But then to get smacked with that reality, I was like, oh, okay, then. So when I didn't hear from him, I actually didn't even care either, until the radio stuff happened. And that's when it was just like, wait. And then that's what set the tone for this narrative that I knew, and I went along with it. You know what I'm saying? And it's up, especially on his point, because it's like,
what narrative
you
did
having
go
daughters
along with?
yourself, to dog me out the way you did just to save face. I mean, you could at least given me a decent heads up if you're going to go that low. But I mean, you listen to it, you can tell. Every word he used to kind of bring me down was his building block in desperation to try to fix his broken home.
Of course.
And I don't want to talk about it too much, because it's safe to say they're still together. Mm-hmm. God bless them. And they have beautiful kids that are old enough.
Yes.
But I do feel like I am owed to clarify on my behalf this narrative that he was able to paint because he had the outlet he had.
What was
He
the
said,
narrative?
they moved on. I know Gia.
I just feel like it's important.
The thing of it, this is your time to tell your story, and I think what you said is right. I know them too. They're great people. They stay together, and they told their story, and
They even wrote a book about it.
yeah, and this is your story, and,
Yeah.
it's, and it's not.
And
to rehash.
I
It's
don't
fine.
want to, you know, especially knowing that they have old enough kids, and just out of the respect for the fact that they made it through
Yeah.
whatever they went
Yeah.
through, you know. And obviously it was a dark time, you know, for him and her when I was unknowingly in this
Yeah.
up scenario, you know. But I just want that narrative to please just kind of be cleared on my behalf, because it's like, it's not okay.
Yeah.
You know, and then, you know, when things happened with my marriage, it's like, oh, good for you, karma, because of what you did to that wife. And it's like, it might be karma, but not from that.
And being stuck with the narrative.
Yes,
Yeah.
because, you know, it's unfortunate that the way that they did me on the radio is what set the tone. And Mona needed that Breakfast Club plug.
When it comes to karma, that still could be her karma. You know what I'm saying? I know she may feel like, yeah, that could be karma, but not from that. Nah, I feel like that still could be from that. I understand that you may not have known what was happening, but I don't think that's how karma works. You know what I'm saying? Whether you know or not, you know, I think you still participated, right? And she spins the block. So yeah, I think that still could be your karma, whether you want to connect it to that or not connect it to that. It's just what it is. You participated in being involved in somebody else's marriage, although you say you did not know. Now you in your own marriage, and now you're going through your own shit. I mean, that's just what I think. I think karma exists, and I think that it'll spin the block with your ass. Know what you did or you don't. But that's just me.
So she wasn't going to allow me to tell my story in the sense of what was going on in real time on Love and Hip Hop. I've never been given that opportunity. They needed that Breakfast Club relationship so they could promote if they ever need to send somebody over there. Politics is everything. Because you know how many times I said, wait, this man literally is on radio saying X, Y, and Z. Like,
I believe
need
that.
to talk about this, you know, but it was never allowed. I was never allowed to.
I believe the hell out of that, though. I do believe that. Now, Erica, girl, I'm going to be with you on that. They definitely about needed our heart or whatever was going on over there to promote what they had going on that show. Therefore, you could not come to the front and tell your true story, which is one of the bigger stories about you, especially when you first came on the scene. The franchise was very new at that time. So they couldn't jeopardize that. You know what I'm saying? When they're trying to grow the platform, let's wait on that. That's not something that we're going to talk about because we got this new relationship that we're building. So whatever you have going on, it's not that important. We'll get it figured out. Whatever. So yeah, I believe she's telling the truth about that one.
Because of relationships. You know.
So a lot of people think Safari tricked you because we did.
Okay, I don't care nothing about her and Safari. He may have tricked her. He probably was a horrible ass partner. And whether Safari knows he was a horrible partner or not, his karma gonna come and fire his ass up too. It's just really giving that simple. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. That's just pretty much it. Miss Erica said that she didn't know that Envy was married. I'm not gonna say that she did know, because I don't know. You know, I don't even know if people was really using Google like that back then, the way that they using it now today, you know? So, and then he, like she said, he wasn't a celebrity at that time. He was just a regular DJ. So what would she have really found on him if nobody really knew him like that? Because she was messing with him well before the Breakfast Club. So I think she probably telling the truth about that. Like she didn't know. She only knew what he told her. And then I think that she said she used to FaceTime with Envy on the phone while the wife was like, or at least I don't know where the wife was, but he would be playing in his house, you know, doing his DJ music in the house. The kids would be upstairs playing and stuff. And she literally would be sitting FaceTiming him on the phone while he's doing his thing. And it's like the audacity of this man to sit up here knowing he got his kids at this house, knowing he's probably with his wife or whatever, and you over here FaceTiming a whole nother bitch. And Gia be sent over here being so loyal to him to write this book and everything, but Envy had already showed you his toxic and possessive ways when y'all first started dating in the very beginning. Didn't she talk about that and how he tried to approach a guy or whatever the case was when it came to her? Like, girl, that's why I do not feel sorry for shit going on with Envy right now. Okay? And this is Envy's karma too. I don't know what he done did. Only he damn knows. And that's why his ass dealing with what he dealing with now. Hello? But either way, baby, good luck. That is all that I got. I ain't got no more. Cause I need to go get me some food or something. Girl, I didn't even know I was on this thing for a whole 2 hours or whatever. But that's really all that I have at this time. You guys can continue the conversation down below in the comment section. Make sure you're liking up the video, subscribing to the channel, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at JamiThatsMe, honey, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.